Disclaimer, I'm going to be talking about serious topics like depression, but I also will be making jokes in this video as well. My jokes won't target depression, but just be prepared for like the random tone shifts because I go like up and down. So yeah, just be ready. Love you. What is one thing every species on this planet needs? What is one thing we work for, fight for, and care for more than anything? Family.
Family, 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 family.
Family comes in many forms and titles. If you want to be literal, family is those connected to you by blood. Your mother, your father, your siblings, if you have those. Your cousins, if you have those. But those aren't the only type of families. You can call it close friends family. That's what I do. Technically, I only have 2 brothers, but in my head, my boys are my brothers, so I have 8 brothers. People may try to deny it, but we need family to live a happy life. Without that physical and emotional support, our overall morale and self-care would dwindle, and we would become depressed. I know friends and family aren't the only factor for happiness. You can have the most supportive family, and depending on whatever your situation is, you can still be screwed. So the show I am talking about today is a 2017 anime called Scum's Wish. This character's name is Hanabi Yasoroka. I might have messed that up. She's a high school girl who's in love with her homeroom teacher. Her teacher's name is Narumi Kanai. Throughout Hanabi's life, Narumi has been around, as the 2 of them are next door neighbors. Before I get more into the relationship, or lack thereof, I want to talk about Narumi's character. So obviously the show isn't going to go that in depth into his character because he's not the main character. He's kind of just a plot point. I'll get more into that later. When Narumi was a little boy, his mother passed away, and he doesn't remember much about his mother besides one thing. Her long hair is one of his only memories of her, and now that's the main feature he looks in for a woman, which brings him to her, Miss Akane, who is probably the most evil person in anime, disregarding all the animes when niggas got powers, obviously. Narumi is your average guy, which the show calls him boring a lot, which I guess, but everyone in the show besides like these 2 characters are boring. No one really does much besides sleep with each other. So Narumi and Hanabi knew each other since she was a little girl, and in her eyes, he was the only person who cared about her. It's funny because Hanabi talks more about Narumi, or as she calls him Mr. Kanai, than she talks about her own parents, who even are her parents. They may have showed them once, but I probably missed it. But yeah, these 2 are so close that she calls him Big Brother, which we all know how weird anime is. This is one of those things where they try to make it a brother-sister thing, but I just ignore it. No neighbor is that close where you see them as a sibling and you fall in love with them. Like, no, that doesn't happen. Speaking of unrealistic relationships, let's talk about how shitty all of these characters are besides Narumi. Hanabi's life is so terrible that all she wants is just to be close with someone. In episode 2, she gets invited by some girls to hang out, and she wants to hang out with them, but the fear of embarrassing herself takes over. But her boyfriend, yeah, she has a boyfriend, and she's over here fantasizing over a man she calls Big Brother. Before you say anything, he's terrible too. Her boyfriend's name is Mugi Awaya. Awaya? Oh, I don't know, but that don't matter. This nigga is literally a male version of Hanabi. He's in love with the teacher too. It gotta be the horniness, bro, because this nigga gets so much ass in the show that the show be forgetting that he has a crush on the teacher. Like the show would show him in bed getting cheeks and be like, oh shit, we forgot that he likes the teacher. And then they'll throw in a scene of him fantasizing about her. Yo, this relationship is so sad that they don't love each other at all, but they use each other because without each other, they would be lonely. So when they romanticize, they fantasize about other people. And this nigga be playing games, bro. This nigga deadass be in bed with his middle school crush in one episode. Then the next episode, he asks Hanabi to actually take the relationship serious.
Hey, how about we date for real?
And then bro starts second guessing because he thinks she's cheating, which she is.
Gay! I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women.
And then he goes on a date with this girl. This character, I forgot her name, but she has a big crush on him for like the first part of the show, and then they just erase her character off. Like, I don't know what happened to her, but she had a crush on him, and then he took her out, which he had no feeling for her whatsoever. And then like they were about to smash, and then he just backed out. I don't know what happened. She just wasn't shown after that. So yeah, this nigga Mugi cannot make up his mind. And he does smash the teacher, but I'll get into that in a second. The relationship is so sad because they know they don't like each other, but they want to be with each other. Let's talk about the next terrible character. Hanabi's best friend, Sanae Ibuto. Her character took a major 180. It actually surprised me. So she's introduced as Hanabi's only friend, and at first it seems like a cool, worrying friend. And then Hanabi invites her over, and she takes advantage of her.
because you do this with Mugi too. Right? Oh no. I did that. She's about to cry. I'm making her cry. Tell me if you don't want to do this, okay?
I won't.
And why not?
Because I really care about you.
I know. You care about me as a friend. I know that I'm someone special to you. You can't say no to me. Because you don't want to lose me, too. So of course, I'm going to take advantage. For all the cruel things you've done to me in the past.
Remember how I brought up Hanabi's lust for happiness? Yes, Sanae figures this out and just becomes evil. Hanabi is so desperate for attention that she wants to be seen by anyone. So the fear of losing her only friend terrifies her. So she goes on to have intercourse with Sanae multiple times. And then in Hanabi's weird, sad brain, she twists it around and blames herself. She thinks that she's the one taking advantage of Sanae instead of the other way around.
I guess you can't go back to being just friends with Sanae now. This is your fault again. You know that, don't you? Today was the first day you took advantage of someone's true feelings. You're no different than that woman, the hussy that stole our brother away from us. You're both scum!
Bro, this isn't all either. They go on a trip or something, and Sanae planned it just to be the two of them, but Buddy here intrudes. He just pops up out of nowhere. Imagine how scary that is as a female. You get brought to a secluded area and it's just you and your evil friend and some random dude pops up. I would not feel safe. I'm going home. The trip was to this cabin and Hanabi is acting all awkward because, she's on a trip with a person she smashed multiple times and that's awkward. So Hanabi tries to cut off the relationship because she thinks she's taking advantage of her.
You were always so nice to me.
No.
I'm sorry for having forced myself on you.
No.
I know I've been selfish with
No.
you.
No.
It was fun though, and I was happy. So from now on,
No.
you don't have to.
Stop it! I took advantage! I'm the selfish one here! It was all me! So
It's fine, Hanabi. It's time. I need to let you go.
This soft-ass convo, bro, I'm sorry. At a certain point, where does going to therapy or talking to your mom come into play? They barely even show her parents. I think her dad passed. I don't know. I'm looking at a terrible reviewer. Cut me some slack. I only watch anime when I'm falling asleep, so I have to go back and rewatch a lot of shit. Yeah, so they stay friends, but they also kiss. It's weird, bro. Why even add this part if they're not gonna squash it? This whole episode was pointless. Okay, now let's talk about the most devious, volatile, and evil character in anime. There isn't a character more deserving of being called a bitch than Miss Akane. But let me tell you the fucked up shit that she's done. Grooming, emotional abuse, exploitation, and smashing a child. What the fuck is wrong with this bitch? Why is she still roaming the streets of Japan? Call the cops, please.
Police! Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
We are the police.
We are the police!
The police of Haiti.
The police of Haiti!
Nice Haiti.
Nice Haiti!
Beautiful Haiti.
Yeah, she does all of this, but you may say, maybe it's for a reason. Maybe she has past trauma. You wanna know what her past trauma is? Her past trauma is taking other girls' crushes. I'm so serious, look at this.
I've always been like this. This guy here, he was my friend's big school crush at the time. I thought they would make a good match. But what was it? There was something about how neatly that would fit. That really bothered me somehow. Honestly, I wasn't even interested in Saito in that way. But maybe I was interested in the attention Saito was receiving. I couldn't help myself. I had to try.
I'm sorry for running off all of a sudden. I was just really surprised. You two just look so good together. It's fine. I'm good. I hope that we're still friends. If that's okay, I'd like that.
At that moment, the feeling I was getting was something new. It wasn't really guilt. Nor was it a sense of superiority either. What I thought was, I would rather die than be in a position where I felt exploited.
Yeah, so she liked the feeling of being sought after and lusted over. But at the core, she's bored. She's been with everyone and seen everything. That until Narumi's bitch ass come into play. At first, she sees him as this boring guy. Then she gets pressed because he doesn't want to smash. Even after they smash, she doesn't want to bring up sex. And she's hella confused. That shit is hilarious. Her shit must be trash. Now that shit must be amazing because look what this nigga asks her.
Will you please marry me?
Yeah, bro. This nigga gets no play whatsoever. You want to know what makes this even more crazy? God gave this man a warning. So while on a date with her, he runs into one of her old flings. One of her old students, bro.
Akane.
Huh?
Whoa, another new guy, huh?
Who's that, Takuya?
You really are such a hopeless slut, aren't you? Isn't that true, dear teacher? One. Hey, you there!
Yes?
That one's a real slut that loves any man she can climb up on. I'd be careful if I were you. See ya!
Hey, wait!
This character is a weirdo, but he came through, bro. Look at this nigga's face. He is baffled. Bro heard all that and still asked her to marry him. He even told her to keep being a hoe.
It's probably because I was born a slut. And yes, it's true that I feel good when different men give me attention. Plus all the jealousy and heartbreak I can stir up in all of the other women. I think I honestly love that even more than what I can do to a man. I'm a bad person to get to know. There, that should do it. That should put him off me for good. All right, now it's finally over. I'll go home, watch some TV, and text another guy. Maybe enjoy the company of a high school boy who is in love with me. It's time to go back to that life. The sooner, the better.
You don't have to stop. You can be exactly the way you are.
This Adam 22 ass nigga. Bro, I swear to God I made this script before at the Adam 22 situation. But this happening is perfect for like this part of the video. It's amazing how like coincidences work. This is all unscripted. This is like this is editing. I don't know. What is Adam 22? What is he doing, bro? We're watching this man Adam go through probably one of the most embarrassing things that a man could go through. And I'm not married, so I don't know. I'm not going to speak on marriage, but why would you do that, man? Don't be like Adam. Don't be like Narumi. Be like me and like this video. And last but not least, Akane smashed Mugi, who is a high schooler. But I won't get into that because I don't want this video to get taken down. I'm already pushing it with my language. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is the ending. I don't know if I said this before. I may have. But I really hate anime endings. All of them. Because they all follow the same formula. It's like they have one plot, right? Then in episode 8 of a 12-episode season, they will add a new character and start some bullshit plot that doesn't even matter. And then episode 11 and 12 don't even have the same feeling. I know I'm not tripping. It's like they remember they need to end the season, so they rush an ending. You know what I mean? It's like episode 11 feels closer to episode 1 than the finale for some shows. And then most of the time, the anime's creator don't even give us an ending. They always trying to set up another season even though we know we're not getting another season. One of my favorite animes, Blood Lad, does this. I watched this thinking I was getting a sequel, and 10 years later, I'm still waiting. Good thing that's not what this show does. Well, kinda. So the ending sucks, but it's not because it's the same as other shows. But nothing really happens in the show. Like, she acts depressed, but she just kind of complains the whole time. They could have did more with that topic, but they don't really do nothing besides sex. That's it, bro. So when it's time for the ending, nothing gets resolved because nothing happened. Nobody changes besides Akane, I guess. But still, she's still a hoe, bro. L ending, L show, and W character. I fuck with Hanabi.